Hi viewers, welcome to TEC, and today we are going to talk about the much discussed or maybe much talked about and less discussed topic of the day, or we can say the hot potato of the day, that is NEP, National Education Policy. The National Education Policy is the much talked about topic for say last 2 days, and I was also searching for some verified or certified document of the policy, but I could not get hold of the 60-page document being handed over or shared with PIB. So I think that's not the complete document, and it would be a kind of haste to give some sort of remarks on new education policy. But whatever we could get in those 60 pages, it seems to be all over a good education policy. And moreover, this education policy is not a legal document. So the beauty of it entirely depends on its implementation. Even today in the newspaper, this director IIT Madras, Bhaskar Ramamurthy, has expressed his opinions, and largely I would be taking the insights from the newspaper, and also I will also try my best to share my little understanding on new education policy. So I hope that you would enjoy it. So let's have some recap on the news item, new education policy, from The Hindu, from yesterday's newspaper. The learning plan is shared with us, and public spending on education by state center to be raised to 60% of the GDP. So earlier it was 4 point something, so now it is increased, and it's a good sign. Ministry of Human Resource Development to be renamed Ministry of Education. So renaming is also there in continuance of the previous renamings of so many ministries, departments and cities. Separate technology unit to develop digital education resources. So the emphasis is on digital drive, and even there will be a complete digital drive in higher education. Mostly digital classroom, the more effective classroom is to be designed for higher education. 4-year UG course is in with multiple exits and entries. MPhil is out of the new education policy. It is being scrapped down. And school education universalization from age 3 to class 10th by 2030. Earlier this universalization of education was targeted from 3 year to 14 year. Now it has been extended up to 16 or 18 years, as it is up to 10th standard. So that is also an extension and must be appreciated. Mission to ensure literacy and numeracy skills by 2025. Mother tongue as medium of instruction till class 5th wherever possible. So this language formula, which was one of the most complicated, earlier people have some sort of inhibitions that BJP being in power would be talking of some sort of one nation, one language, and maybe Hindi may be implemented, or maybe the only medium of instruction, or maybe mandatory up to 10th standard or things like that. But that has not happened, and though it is also said that mother tongue as a medium of instruction till 5th standard wherever possible. This wherever possible clause gives liberty. So maybe the private schools, the English medium schools will continue with English as a medium of instruction. This is personally I believe. New curriculum to include 21st century skill like coding and vocational integration from class 6. So being governed by IT sector, these and moreover education being treated as a sort of a tool of employability, coding and vocational education courses are to be introduced from 6th standard. Vocational courses were earlier introduced after 10th in form of ITIs and later on and at an advanced stage IITs also. So now the course content of ITIs and IITs would be introduced from 6th standard, coding and all these vocational courses. In higher education, the emphasis is on more on liberalization. The policies are very liberal, wherein colleges will be autonomous in granting degrees and all that, but that is light but tight, as a regulator is also proposed, a nationwide regulator on universities and colleges that is in offing, and soon we will be having a bill on that. And apart from that, easier exams, no cramming. This is also the part of this new education policy, that it will try to make learning and testing of that learning bit easier. In fact, Higher Education Commission of India bill that is being proposed, the emphasis is on holistic and multidisciplinary approach throughout this education policy. This is the new education policy. And digital drive, digital integration, NEP focus, leave no child behind, bridge digital divide. So it is also said that the aim, along with bringing this new education policy, the focus will be on bridging that digital divide that exists primarily because of the resources available to people. And on the pattern of special economic zone, there will also be SEZ as per this new education policy. That would be special educational zones, wherein the district or the block would be under the close observation of the administration and where funds would be invested. Now we come to this article that is at page number 6, the editorial one, and let me share with you the idea behind discussing editorials. I must appreciate your efforts that you put in while just giving me your inputs or your demands through your comments. After uploading my the last video that was on newspaper, somebody commented that we should also cover first page, and he also advised something on the editorials. So this is the beginning. We also know how to go about it, but let me repeat it. This newspaper analysis is not entirely for UPSC aspirants. With passage of time, as per your demands, that may be done separately, but it's a common thing right now. So in future we can bifurcate it as per the specific requirements of the UPSC aspirants and for the general aspirants of language learning. Whatever is the case, these are editorials. They help us to develop a very comprehensive, critical, creative framework, and to develop critical thinking. Critical thinking along with communication skills is the one of the primary agendas with which TAC has been launched. So by reading these articles, the all over mental makeup is to be developed of the viewers, the learners, and that's why it will help you to broaden your mental faculty, your way of thinking, your way of seeing the world around. That would be fundamentally changed. So bringing about that fundamental change as a way to your empowerment is our mission, and that's why we put our emphasis on the editorials. And moreover, developing of your personality is not a rocket science. Even reading editorials helps you in writing very deep answers, very attractive answers in UPSC, and that also helps in your personality test. Your personality cannot be prepared in a very small period of time. So better you let your personality evolve with the insights from the newspaper. So let's have a quick look at an education policy that is sweeping in its vision. The National Education Policy 2020 provides the ingredients and the right recipe. What we make of it depends on us. This is the personal opinion of Bhaskar Ramamurthy, who is the director of IIT Madras. So I also almost have the same opinion that it's not a legal document. This new education policy is a document, but that's not a legal document. All the things which are there, we cannot say that these will be implemented. So ultimately the beauty of this concept, this education policy, lies in its effective and attractive implementation. In approving the National Education Policy NEP 2020 on July 29th, the Union Cabinet has taken an important step forward in India's transition from deprivation to development. I told you in my earlier lectures also, and I repeat it, and I repeat simply because good things must be repeated, so that if you miss one video, you can learn the important aspects and important points of language learning in the other videos too. So it is a common observation of the people that I can understand but I cannot speak English. I can understand English but I cannot speak it. So simply specifically for the learners who suffer from this ailment, I would tell you that you also say that I can understand what people speak in English but I cannot speak in English. And one more thing you add, that maybe my vocabulary is not good, I am poor in my vocabulary. That's not the case. If vocabulary would have been your problem, you would have not been able to understand someone speaking in English as well. But the point is, your sentence structures are poor. You have not sound command over sentence structures, and you don't have the precise phrases, precise linguistic expressions. And through these linguistic expressions, you explore yourself, and later on you express yourself well. So this phrase, India's transition from deprivation to development, it's a good phrase, and I think you should take a note of it. Deprivation to development. Deprivation in terms of the one reference may be to colonization, wherein Indian resources, our natural resources, economical resources were looted by the British Raj. So from that deprivation to development. It marks the fourth major policy initiative in education since independence. The last one was undertaken a good 34 years ago, modified in 1992. Given our current demographic profile of a country related to deaths, births, illnesses of a particular region. So this is what demographic profile, you must take note of it. The stage of development we are in, very effective use of preposition in. For example, you can say that if you want to prepare for UPSC, it is a misnomer maybe, but this is the general belief that if you wish to prepare for UPSC, Delhi is the best place to be in. So you are not using that you should be in Delhi if you want to prepare for civil services examination. So this is the way prepositions are used at the end of a sentence or at the end of the part of a sentence. The same thing is written here, the stage of development we are in and the aspirations of our youth. The new policy has not come a day too soon. Sweeping in vision, based on 2 committee reports and extensive nationwide consultation, NEP 2020 is sweeping in its vision and seeks to address the entire gamut of education. entire gamut of education, GAMUT, and this means the complete range of a particular uh, kind of things, the gamut of education, the gamut of science and tech, the gamut of writing skills, or the gamut of a text. Entire gamut of education from preschool to doctoral studies. And from preschool, I would like to share with you here that in terms of preschool and primary education, this new national education policy is drafted so well that it has emphasized on the development of the child from the very beginning, because 3 to 8 years of a child, these are the shaping years, and it has been proposed, it has been suggested by this policy that the child must be attended well from preschool, nursery and all that, Anganwadis. So that's the beauty of this aspect as well of this education policy. From preschool to doctoral studies and from professional degrees to vocational training, it acknowledges 21st century need for mobility, flexibility, alternate pathways of learning and self-actualization. Dear learners, while reading a newspaper, you must be very open in picking up the ideas. For example, it acknowledges the 21st century need of mobility, flexibility, alternate pathways to learning and self-actualization. So the needs of 21st century, you just write them down. Flexibility is the one need of 21st century. Alternate pathways, mobility, as we keep moving from one place to another and from one position to another. So mobility, flexibility, alternate pathways to learning and self-actualization, these are the demands of the 21st century. And one more thing I would like to address here, that some of you are of the opinion that I must be bilingual while reading the newspaper or while delivering the lecture. So there is a humble suggestion from my side, and that is for your benefit. With His grace, with the blessings of Ma Saraswati, I think I am almost equally competent to be bilingual, and even my online classes, I may be bilingual at times if you join the online classes which are already started with. So but the point is, if you go for bilingual approach, you would be listening or you would be taking all these classes in the same manner in which you have been attending the classes previously. I mean, when we were students, we attended our school, college, universities, not universities maybe, but most of us, not all of us, most of us have attended the school and the college in bilingual methodology. So because of that bilingual methodology, we could not hear more in English. And I have already shared with you in my previous videos, English communication is based on the 4 skills: listening, reading, writing and speaking. And these two, listening and reading, these are the input skills of communication. So if you allow yourself to be comfortable with listening in English, that would help you to grow fully. That would be for your benefit, and that's why, though it is a toughening experience initially, but you would be benefited out of it if you go with, or if you make up your mind that you are comfortable with the English medium lecture. So let's see. Still I am open to your suggestions, and if you are not even comfortable with the same, I would redesign my methodology. Then India has faced unprecedented challenges in providing quality education to children and the youth. Lack of resources and capacity, dozens of mother tongues, a linked language that despite being the global language of choice is alien to most, and a persistent mismatch between the knowledge and skill imparted and the job available have been some of the challenges that have bedeviled our efforts since independence. So here a word that is of your concern and a good word as well is bedeviled, B-E-D-E-V-I-L-E-D, and bedeviled means to cause a lot of problems to somebody, something over a long period of time. The synonym may be beset. Even in the comments of the first video, somebody asked for the synonyms. So I would try my best, but at the same time, if I am not able to cover up this aspect, once you have the idea, because your learning is ultimately your responsibility. I would be uploading one more lecture on self-management. Maybe the next lecture would be on self-management, and in that particular I would be talking about responsibilities and all that. The 2020 policy attempt to break free from the shackles of the past. To break from the shackles of past would be an attempt, a sincere attempt to free yourself from the past. And then the focus would be, I am not going line by line. So a multilingual facility could become the USP of the educated Indian. Multilingual facility. This 3 language formula is incorporated in new education policy simply because of the reason that an educated Indian must be having multilingual facility as its USP. USP means unique selling point. Unique selling point. USP means unique selling point. Another key aspect of school education in the new policy is the breaking of the straight jackets of arts, commerce and science. This is a wonderful thing, that this is the only way that we can become multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary. If we are studying the subjects in straight jackets under the rubric of commerce, science, arts, then we cannot think of all these possibilities. So these boundaries are blurred, and the laudable goal of introducing vocational courses would be internship. L-A-U-D-A-B-L-E. I repeat the word L-A-U-D-A-B-L-E. Laudable, and laudable means praiseworthy. So this policy step is praiseworthy and it can be extolled. The synonym for laudable may be laud, L-A-U-D, to praise something, to extol something, to appreciate something. And then needless to say, the policy envisages 100% gross enrollment ratio, that is GER, in school education by 2030. NEP 2020 proposes a multidisciplinary higher education framework with portable credits, the credit bank, and multiple exits with certificates, diplomas and degrees. So it is not that once you have enrolled for 4-year undergraduate program, you have to complete that, and without completing that you will not get anything. As per your requirements, as per your conditions, you may exit, and that way you would be suitably given a certificate, diploma or a degree. So the flexibility part is also kept intact in it. One more aspect about higher education, that autonomous degree granting institutions would be taking place and all that. Then comes transparency, maintaining quality standards and a favorable public perception will become public perception, and along with public perception you may also think of public opinion. So these are the words and phrases, word combinations through which you would be able to enhance your linguistic competence. So, leading to all-round improvement in the standards, a single lean body with 4 verticals for standard settings. Funding, accreditation and regulation is proposed to provide light but tight within quotes. So it means it is taken from the policy itself. Light but tight oversight. The good thing at the surface of it, the good thing about this new education policy is that there are multiple players who would be in action. A board, a regulatory board, funding agencies, they are different. So therefore that would be relaxed in terms of colleges would be given liberty to plan syllabus and all that in granting the degrees and all that, but that mechanism would be tight. The nationwide regulator, that is in offing. So now we are done, almost done with it. The long neglected ancient Indian languages and Indic knowledge system are also identified for immediate attention. So Indian knowledge system, a very much required integration in Indian education system, in Indian education policy, though it has been much talked about that Indianization of education. It has proposed, the new education policy proposes to work upon that. Let's see how determined are the attempts and how active players come in front to contribute in this particular direction. Let's conclude. However, resources are never the main roadblock to success in education. If public and political will can be mustered, resources will find their way from both public and private resources. NEP 2020 provides the ingredients and the right recipe. What we make of it depends entirely on us. So finally, it depends on the public and political will of the people. Public and political will. The 3 language formula, very welcome step, that medium of instruction should be the mother tongue. But now it's up to the institutions, particularly the private institutions, wherein it has been the norm of the day that if you speak in Hindi or in regional language, you would be fined because it's an English medium school. So if this sort of tendency prevails in the education sector, all these well thought policy parameters would not be able to be executed very well. So that's it in this lecture, in this video. Stay tuned with tech, and kindly like, share and subscribe this channel if you have not subscribed it. And if you find that the content being delivered here is good, then you may also join the online classes of tech. For any information, you may contact me at my WhatsApp number, that is 999 2844 118. Another number 9466 927766. Both the numbers are in the description box along with the registration link. Thank you.